Yo, what's going on, snipers, and welcome back to our Arizona Coyotes franchise mode here in NHL 22. So in last episode, we simulated the last half of the season, and his team turned it around defensively. We also did score a lot of goals in the season. Michkov and Agostino had another really great season. Like, these guys continue just to impress me time and time again. As you can see, 114 points and 117 points. Agostino hit 40 goals this season, which I think that's the first time he's ever done that. And then, yeah, Kagrodov was also really good. Armsden in his first season with us was really good. And then there's a lot of really good plus-minus on this team as well. As you can see, a lot of plus 40 guys, plus 20 guys. In general, our team was really, really impressive offensively. We are the best offensive team, tied with the San Jose Sharks. And then our defensive play as well improved. Our goaltenders' numbers, save percentage-wise, they aren't necessarily the best, but they were a lot better than they were before, because they were both like in the 880 category before, but now at least they both are up around 900, and their goals against are a lot better as well. So should be interesting to see what this team is made of in terms of the playoffs. Obviously, I feel like we're going to be a first round exit because we are taking on a team that finished like just below 500, 40, 30, and 12 in the Winnipeg Jets. So I feel like we might end up getting swept, which would not surprise me considering we just won the President's Trophy. But hopefully we could have some good luck in the playoffs and get further than the second round this year, because we've been knocked out back-to-back years. The first year by the St. Louis Blues, and then the second year by the Nashville Predators in the second round. So we're kind of not being that dynasty team we were before, but we are still being very dominant in the regular season. We've won, I think, a couple President's Trophies in a row now, or close to it. And yeah, we're still getting really good production from our top guys, which I like. But there is a lot of big contracts up this offseason, so this might be one of the last chances some of these guys get at the Stanley Cup. As you can see, Geeky, Kagrodov, Collins, Shelley, McIntyre, Sasaki, Shishkinov. There is a lot of guys. Like, all these guys here should be demanding at least $6 million, my guess, in terms of the offseason. So, but at least we have some younger guys in the minors that we could integrate. Also, McGrath is up again, and he's a UFA. He dropped down to a 76 because of morale, which I don't really like, so we might have to let him go this offseason as well. But yeah, this team might go through some drastic changes again in the offseason, but at least for right now, this team looks pretty good on paper. It's just all about getting that Stanley Cup win if we could potentially do that. So anyways, let me show you guys the Jets lines again before we start simulating, and let's see if we could actually get ourselves far in this playoff run this year. So as you can see, this is what their forward core looks like. Basically what's going for them right now, I think, is that the fact they have Witherspoon, who's really good, and they also have really good center depth, and they do actually have a centerman that is injured right now. He's a youngster who's got some good potential, good X factors, so once he comes back, that is a little bit scary. But in general, I wouldn't be really too concerned about their wingers for the most part, but I am definitely concerned about how good that center core is. Defensively, they're not really that good defensively. That's probably why they didn't simulate that well. A lot of guys that are probably more top 6 defensemen than anything, even if they're listed as like top 4s. I'd say these guys are like top 6s, like Nightingale and Sophilis. Goalie wise, you can see they're pretty solid in terms of overall rating, but who knows how these guys simulate in the playoffs. One had a 900 save percentage, and in the other one had an 895, so we'll see if they're do good in the playoffs or not. And yeah, then they just have some other guys that are just average depth defenders, so gonna be interesting. I don't know when Miro returns, so we will take a quick look at that, just because if he's missing this entire first round, then we definitely have a better shot. But I definitely think we're the better of the two teams. It's just more about if we could actually win games without Shishkinov in the playoffs, because Shishkinov got injured with a concussion. He's out still for another month around, and McGrath is out for a day, I guess, so he will be back for game number 2. It looks like, if I'm not mistaken, or game number 3, because I think we have a back-to-back to start the playoffs, which is kind of dumb. So let's see, is that Mira guy out for the first round? No, he's not. He's out for 12 days. So he's out until April the 29th, which means which day is he going to return? He might be out for the entire first round, actually. Yeah, he's going to be out for the entire first round, so we won't have to see that guy, which is good, but they definitely still have a solid center depth, so they might be able to win more face-offs than us, who knows. Depends on what Geeky and the new acquisition of Armsden, who we brought in last offseason, if he could actually do well. I didn't actually take a look. Let's see quickly how Penner did in St. Louis, because St. Louis made the playoffs, as did Dallas, which is kind of a surprise, because Dallas was really not doing that well, and that's why we brought in Michkov all those years ago. But how has Penner done? He's getting 4th line ice time? Why are you playing Zach Bolduc there? Damn, Penner's is not getting a lot of ice time. That's unfortunate for St. Louis. 30 points in 82 games. And they're paying this guy now $6 million. Why aren't they playing this guy on here? He's an 83. You should be paying him on the third line. Oh, that's not great for St. Louis, but I will not judge. I will not judge their team. But let's get into this first round matchup anyways and see what this team could do without like all those players that we got rid of in the last offseason, like Ustorf and stuff like that. This is a new looking Arizona Coyotes team, I'd say. Rebranded pretty much. So game number 1, let's see what we could do on home ice, see if we could beat this Jets team that just barely got into the playoffs. First period, scoreless, I definitely will take that, but we're being outshot 18-9, so not really a good defensive period to start off with, but at least it seems like our goaltending is doing good off the gate, which is good. So Donovan's doing well. If Donovan doesn't do good, though, for like a couple games, we can always turn to Korea. And then if Korea doesn't do good, we could always turn to our goaltender in the minors in Galiev, because Galiev is there as our third-string goalie. We'll see if he could do anything if we need to. Second period, still scoreless. Wow, okay. 27-19, so we're having a tough time scoring on them, which is kind of surprising with how bad that defensive core is. But at least it's a close game, and at least we're still in this one, and we're not getting blown out of the water yet. Let's see what happens in the third period, see if we can get that lead. Please, boys, let's get that lead. Michkov, Agostino, you guys had almost 120 points apiece. Can you guys open the scoring for me, please? Or maybe Shelley, since this might be your last year in the NHL, or maybe in Arizona. There's a lot of changes potentially coming for this Arizona team, so. And are we going to overtime? Yes, we are. It's still scoreless through 60 minutes, so this has been a very defensive game. It's almost like a well-played chess match. Shots are 39-28 in favor of Winnipeg, yet it's still even. So Donovan's playing really well, but the team just isn't able to find a goal so far. So we definitely need to find that hero. Who's going to be that guy for us in OT? Come on, boys. Come on, Mishkov. Come on, Agostino. Come on, somebody. Holy crap, this is a defensive game. Hey, there we go. Let's go. And it's Kagorodov, of course, the goal scorer, beating Ling. He had 44 goals, was it, this season, or 40-something goals? And despite facing 44 shots, Donovan gets the shutout in Game 1. Very nice defensive performance. A little bit concerned about the offense, but at least it was a good defensive performance. So Kagorodov from Armsden in Sasaki is your only goal of the game. And there you go. Let's see who got a lot of shots in that game. Michkov, not a surprise. Kagorodov. Sasaki had 4 shots on goal, huh? Damn, he shoots the puck more than I thought. Wait, did Shelley have no shots on goal in Game 1? Did I just see that right? Yeah, he did. Wow. He's not playing like himself, huh? But at least Donovan picking up that shutout. That's a huge performance from him. Ling gets the 2nd star, and Kagorodov the 3rd star. So we have a 1-0 series lead. Not necessarily our best game, I'd say, because it was not good offensively, but we played good defensively, which is something that kind of struggled at the beginning of the season, but really picked up in the second half of the year. So as you can see, we had some really good games offensively the last few games of the season, so I'm hoping that we could break out a little bit offensively here in game number 2 and hopefully take a 2-0 series lead headed to Winnipeg. So game number 2, let's see what happens here, see if we could get that offense back a little bit, and hopefully Donovan can keep playing like he did in game number 1. First period of game number 2, and it's 2-1 us. I'll take that for sure. Our captain, Tyler Agostino, scores, and if Fairchild scores, Cope does pull the Jets within 1 with their first goal of the series. Shots are 12-12, so a pretty even period, I'd say, for the most part. Pretty close in goals, and definitely the exact same in shots on goal. Second period, ooh, that is not good. We blew a 2-0 lead, so Donovan's kind of struggling a little bit. 3 goals on 30 shots, I'll take it still. But that's not good. Our team is kind of struggling here a bit for offense, so we're definitely kind of under-simulating in a sense. Shots 30-24 in favor of the Jets. Cope and Phillips have goals in the second period, so Cope has got a 2-goal game so far. Can we find a way to tie this game up in the third period, please? Let's see what happens. Come on, boys. Persinger makes it 4-2. That's probably it. Poor Donovan. We had a 2-0 series lead, and then now we're down 4-2. Cannons makes it 5-2. I don't like this right now. I feel like we're going to get knocked out in the first round, to be honest. Penalty kill. Nicely done. Can you guys give me a little bit more offense for next game? Mironov makes it 6-2. God damn it. Oh, this is a terrible game. And Philpilla gets at least a goal late for us. 6-3. But an absolutely terrible game from our team, and we're going to be tied headed to Winnipeg, which is not good. Agostino from Michkov and Burkov, Fairchild from Armsden, and then Filppula from Spalling and McElhaney. Who was badly minus in that game? Couple -2 guys, and it was mostly the top pairing that was really good plus minus in the regular season, and then the second line center in Armsden. Or was that the defenseman that's Armsden? Because we have two Armsdens. Yeah, that was the second line center. And yeah, Donovan was not good. I mean, he faced a lot of shots, but that save percentage is not great. Cope gets first star, Wotherspoon is second star, and Persinger the third. Maybe I'll make some line adjustments, but McGrath should be back for this next game, so maybe that will be all we need. Yep, McGrath is back. That's good. Glad to have him back in the lineup. Armsden's going to get knocked out, and we will give McGrath a little bit more ice time if we can find a way to do that, just so he doesn't complain. So I will take Collins off the penalty kill, just because maybe that will help a little bit with the penalty kill simulation. Because Collins is more of an offensive defenseman anyways, so that's the only change I think we're going to make going into this one. Yeah, I think that's the only trade we're going to make. Unless I want to make any other changes. Nah, there's nothing really else I could do. I mean, I could call up Lynch, but it's a 1-1 series. Let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. Let's see if that change with McGrath being in the lineup will help us out or not. So, here we go. Game number 3. Can we take a 2-1 series lead here, please? I do not want to drop 2 straight to the Jets, because that would not be good. First period of game 3. And it's 2-1 Winnipeg. That's not good. Cannons opens the scoring. Kagorodov didn't ties the game up for us on the power play, but Svechnikov has restored the lead for the Jets. Shots are 14-11 in favor of us, but we're down by 1. Can we find a way to tie this game up in the second period? Second period, 4-1 Jets. Oh my. Yeah, Donovan's out next game for sure. We're going to Korea for the next game. I do not like how this team is simulating right now. We shouldn't be simulating this bad though, but the game, it always does this. When you're simulating way too good in the regular season, you end up getting completely knocked out by a really bad team. It should not even happen in this game. Like, it should not even be in the coding at all. It's completely scripted. We're down 4-1 going into the third. Let's just see what happens in this third period. But we're going to be down 2-1 in the series, and we're going to have to try and find a way to win the next game, or else we're going to be down 3-1, which should not be good. But our offense is nowhere right now. I mean, it scored 3 goals last game, but still, offense hasn't been really there. Defense is not doing anything. Voloshenko gets his first ever playoff goal, which is nice. At least a good way to end it. But 4-2 loss, not great. We had the same amount of shots, which is good, but we don't score goals. Kagorodov from Geeky and Voloshenko from McIntyre and Sasaki. 3-stars, Stafford, Ling, and Sophilis. Any badly minus players in that game? The fourth line. Okay. Yeah, Donovan, you're definitely out of the lineup for the next game. You're not doing well at all, as a typical elite overall goalie would do. And we'll see how Korea could do. Hopefully Korea could do a little bit better. And then we'll also maybe make some changes for that fourth line a little bit. So let's go to Korea. And who do we want to take out here? I feel like McElhaney maybe, because he's more offensive. So who do we got for depth, guys? Appleby and Armsden is the only depth options. Oh yeah, because Shishkov's injured. I guess I will just throw in Appleby. See if Eddie Appleby could do better on that fourth line. And we'll change Spalling over to the left side. And then defensively, do we want to make just a random defensive change? Probably not. Yeah, I don't really want to make any defensive changes. What about forward-wise? Try and get our offense going. Let's do Armsden to the top line, Geeky down. It's weird separating that top line after how good it did during the regular season, but we'll see if a little change like that could spark the team a little bit. Because, I mean, we have 6 goals in 3 games. We're only scoring 2 goals a game. They have 10 goals in the last 2 games against us. So, we definitely need to find a way to rewrite that a little bit. Here we go. Game number 4. Can we tie the series up headed home, please? I do not want to go down 3-1 to the Jets, because this is going to look painful if it is. First period. 2-0 us. There we go. Geeky and Michkov, exactly what I need. Offense from my two of my best 3 players, I'd say, on the roster in terms of overall rating. So Michkov gets a goal, and then 12 seconds later, Geeky scores. So very quick succession for goals. We're out to him 18-3 after 1, so we better not fall apart here in this next period. Second period, 4-2, a little bit of a falling apart. Bursinger pulled them within 1, but Spalling scores to make it 3-1. Stafford made it 3-2, and then Kagerodov with a big goal. And we have a 2-goal lead going into the third. That's 2 goals on 10 shots though for Korea, which is not great. But we have 4 goals on 30 shots. We were dominating the game. The goaltending just hasn't been there. Let's see what happens in the third period. See if we could lock down this game. Kagerodov scores again. There we go, on the power play. And Kagerodov gets a hat trick. Nice. Another power play goal. Power play is starting to click. I like that. Hopefully we can continue that into the next game as well. But good response from a big last 2 games that we lost in. Still a lot closer of a series than I'd like it to be, but it is what it is. And we're going to have a tie series headed back home, which is great. We outshot them 38-17 at the end of that game, and we win 6-2, scoring 2 goals in each period. So Michkov from Agostino and Armsden, Geeky from Kagerodov and Yoshimura, Spalling from Cons and Appleby, Kagerodov from Yoshimura and Geeky, Kagerodov from Michkov and Geeky, and Kagerodov from Agostino. So Kagerodov with a natural hat trick, which is great. Let's take a look and see if there's any minus players on the roster. Any ones that were badly minus? No, but the 4th line was -1. And it's Sasaki who's also -1. Korea wasn't really the greatest in terms of save percentage, but at least he got the victory. And then the 3 stars of the game, Kagerodov gets first star with 4 points, Geeky the second star with 3 points, and Michkov the third star with 1 goal, 1 assist. So there we go. I think I might go to Korea again for the next game just because he got the win. And then if he loses this next game, then we'll go back to Donovan. But I think I'm going to keep with Korea for now since he got the win. Kagerodov's got 5 goals in 4 games. He's trying to definitely get himself a payday this offseason. I don't think I could offer him an extension right now, and I don't think I want to just because of all the cap that we have up for renewal. I want to know how much we have to pay a lot of these guys first ahead of time. Ooh, 11 million, that's actually pretty good. That's pretty good. Huh. I might actually already give him this, to be honest. Because Shelley is definitely gone this offseason, I'd say. If he doesn't retire. And maybe I'll just wait until the end of the playoffs. I don't really want to take a chance with it. But 11.5, if I did the 85% rule, that's actually not a bad of a contract for somebody like Kagerodov, I'd say. Considering he's a consistent, like, 40 goal scorer. Okay, anyways, let's get into game number 5. See if we could get another win here. Our offense definitely stepped up last game. Our defense played a lot better. Let's see if we can continue and be a little bit more consistent than it was at the beginning. First period, 1-0 us. I definitely will take that as Con scores his first playoff goal. So that's nice to see that. The AHL team got eliminated from the playoffs in the first round, which is not great, but at least that gives us call-up options and like Galiev and Lynch and whatnot. So that's good, but sucks that the AHL team's out in round 1. Shots are 12-5 after the first period, and we're up 1-0. Second period, 2-0. Let's go. We're playing much better defensively now. I like it. Sasaki makes it 2-0. The shots are 16-11. Let's just lock this game down in the third period. Get maybe a little bit more insurance just to play it safe, but I like the way we're playing defensively these last 2 games so far. So maybe Korea is the goaltender to go with instead of Donovan. As Kagerodov makes it 3-0. Damn, Kagerodov's on a mission right now. And Voloshenko scores his second goal in the playoffs. Nice to see the rookie continuing to do what he did in the regular season. And yeah, we're going to get a shutout, 4-0. Let's go. So we've had 2 shutouts in the first round, and both were from different goalies, which is interesting. So Cons from Spalling and Filppula, Sasaki from Filppula and Appleby, so that 4th line's getting some offense going, which is nice to see as well. Kagerodov from Geeky and Yoshimura, and Voloshenko from McIntyre. So Kagerodov's got 6 goals in the playoffs already. He is doing really well. Korea gets first start, Cons the second star, and Filppula the third. Pretty damn good. So yeah, we're definitely going to keep Korea in since he's been the hot goaltender right now until he loses a game. We have a 3-2 series lead, and we're 1 win away from going back to that second round, that dreaded second round we've had the last few years. Let's go back to Korea and see if we can get ourselves back there. And hopefully we can do better once we get there. Yeah, Donovan was doing really terrible, but Korea's doing really well so far. So maybe Korea is the starter for the playoffs, and Donovan was for the regular season. Who knows? Okay, let's get into this important Game 6 in Winnipeg. See if we can knock them out in the first round and head to the second round again. Let's see what happens. Come on, boys. Please keep up with the offense and defense. Let's see what happens. Please. First period. 1-0. Let's go. Good offense, good defense. I like it. Well, actually, not good offense in that first period. Shots were 13-5 in favor of the Jets, but we're up 1-0. So Korea has definitely been locked in since he's been put into the lineup. Yeah, Armsden with our only goal. That's not the defenseman since McGrath is back in the lineup, so that's the centerman that we acquired last offseason. Let's see if we can contain that lead going into the second period. Still 1-0. Let's go. I don't like that our offense is not scoring a lot, but the goaltending has just been great so far the last few games. Shots are 18-16 in favor of the Jets, but we're still up 1-0. Can we get some insurance, please, in the third period and lock down this game and series, please? Let's see what happens. See if we lock it down. Voloshenko with his third goal in the first round. This rookie's breaking out as Wotherspoon makes it 2-1, which is kind of scary, and Wilson ties the game up. God damn it, Michael Wilson. Or whatever your name was. Kagurov scores again, and we have a 3-2 series lead. Or not 3-2 series lead. 3-2 lead in the game. Well, we do have a 3-2 series lead as well, but... Oh, Michael Wilson ties up again at 3 apiece. I don't like this third period. Is Donovan is in net? I don't know why. Now Kennens makes it 4-3. And we're going to lose game number 6. And we're going to a game 7 situation with the Jets. Why? 4 goals in the third period. I put in Korea, didn't I? And then Donovan just completely blows the game in the third period. Oh, Kagurov looked like he had the game-winning goal there. Potentially the 7th goal of this playoff run. We might need to rework the lines again. Armsden from Agostino, Voloshenko from Kagurov from Michkov and Agostino, and then we just let in 2 unanswered goals after that. Why the heck did Korea get thrown out? Yeah, Korea played 4:39, made 2 saves, and then Donovan blew the game in the third period. Typical thing for Donovan to do. Any badly minus players? Yes, the 4th line again. And Shelley is also not doing anything this playoff run so far. That's kind of scary. 3 stars, Wilson, Kagurov, and Persinger. I am scared. We're going to a game 7 with a team that just barely made the playoffs. It should not be this close, but EA does that. Kagurov's got 7 goals in 6 games. He's got 9 points. Can we please win this game and go to the second round again? Even though we've lost in the second round the last few years. Korea will start this game because I don't trust Donovan at all. And we will go back to Geeky on the top line. Reunite the top line. See if that helps out. And Voloshenko's been great, but I don't want to up him in the lineup a little bit. Yoshimura's been kind of quiet because he's not scoring. And then, yeah, Shelley's got no points in the playoffs so far. He's only got 3 shots in 6 games as well. He's not shooting enough. That is not good. What do I want to do here? Put him on the point and see if that helps out a little bit. Don't know why this team is doing a little bit weird stuff. We've had some good games and some really bad ones too. Most of the bad ones is just Donovan though. Because look at this, Korea's got under a goal a game against a game. And then, yeah, Donovan's been trash with a 3.8. I don't really know what to make of that at all. Yeah, we'll keep the rest of the team the same. Let's see what happens for Game 7. Come on, boys. Please get to the second round. Please don't get knocked out in the first round. We won the President's Trophy. We've had some good games here in the playoffs. Can we please get to the second round? Real-time simulation. Let's see what happens. We got home ice advantage. Let's use it. Penalty kill early in Game 7. It's a long penalty kill. Like, I mean, that took 8 minutes and we managed to kill it off, so that's at least good, but we're getting badly outshot because of it. Come on, boys. Get that offense going, please. Kagurov, you have 7 goals. I can't ask much more of you, but if you could get more, that would be nice. Shots are 11-8 after 1, and it's scoreless, so Looks like a bit of more of a defensive game, similar to the ones that we had shutouts in, but who knows, maybe it'll change in the second period. So let's see what happens in the second, see if we can get that lead. Come on, Shelly, if there's a time for you to step up, it's now. Because you barely had any shots in the first few games of the series. You're kind of dropping off a lot. Can you please get me a goal? You score goals all the time in your career. Maybe you could score more here. And we are going to be going not to the third period scoreless. As Cochrane scored with 1 minute left. We're going to be knocked out in the friggin' first round, aren't we? We haven't been knocked out in the first round in a very long time, I feel like. Shots are 22-21 in favor of the Jets. We're a period away from being eliminated. Let's see what happens. See if we can tie this game up. Oh, man, I feel like we're going to get eliminated. How does this team get eliminated in the first round? It does not happen necessarily. Michkov ties the game up. Okay, maybe I'm talking a little bit too early here. Come on, boys. Agostino, please, I love you, man. Please, Shelly. Please, somebody. Or are we going to overtime? Yes, we are. Overtime in Game 7 of the first round. Doesn't get any closer than this to getting to the second round, and holy crap. I just feel awful about how this team is right now. Like, we literally should be doing a lot better, but the game is just... This game is so broken. We should be dominating this team, but we're just not, because this sim engine is totally rigged. We'll go down to 4-time simulation since it's overtime. But let's see if we can get ourselves to the second round. Or are we going to be packing our bags in the first round for the first time in a long time? Come on, Shelly. I know you have a goal in you. Or Voloshenko, you've been scoring really good so far. Maybe you're the future Shelly. Power play opportunity in overtime. It's a long power play and we do not convert. Damn. Thought Kagarudov could have scored there because he's the power play maestro, it seems like. Come on, guys. Sasaki, you've scored some OT goals, I think, before in your career. Oh, man, I feel sick to my stomach about this game. Penalty kill. It's a long penalty kill. And we kill it off. Nicely done, guys. Oh, and are we going to double OT? Yes, we are. We know that's going to end quick. Shots are 38-36. It's a 1-1 game. Who wants to be the hero for us? Please, somebody on our team. Please, like Collins or somebody that I traded for would even be nice. Like Armsden. Let's see what happens here in double overtime in Game 7. This is one of those games for the ages, I guess, to watch on TV. But if you're a fan of one of these teams, it is very intense and scary, and you almost want to fall over with like a heart attack or something. Let's see what happens in OT. I am very scared. Come on, boys. Shelly, 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 Shelly. Please, 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 please. Oh, man, I'm scared. Please. Shelly, Agostino, Michkov. Ah. Penalty with an overtime, and we lose in double overtime Game 7 first round exit after 117 points. I knew we were going to lose. Stafford scores on Korea. Korea was amazing in that first round, but we managed to lose in the first round after winning the President's Trophy. Why does this always happen in the game? It gets always scripted to be like this. It's pissing me off. We should be winning Stanley Cups when we win the President's Trophy. There should be, just because teams in real life like win the President's Trophy and then don't win the Stanley Cup doesn't mean they're a first round exit all the time. Who took that penalty in double OT? It was Kagarudov, of all people. Or wait, no, that was Kagarudov, I guess. Was it? No, maybe it's only showing the penalties for the first overtime. But there was a fight in the first overtime. It's kind of weird. That's a load of bullshit. That is a load of bullshit that we lose in Game 7 of the first round after having that great of a season. Shelly had 3 shots on goal in that game, so at least he got some shots, but... another great game from Korea as well, but... First round exit. That really hurts. That's probably the worst I've ever seen this team play in the playoffs. Getting eliminated in the first round in a long time. Let's take a look at those player stats for the first round, and then I don't know if we'll simulate to the we'll simulate to the awards, but probably won't simulate to the retirements and stuff like that. But I am really fed up with how this game simulates in a sense. Like, what was our power play and stuff like that numbers? Like, were we good on at least in the power play and all that? See, our offense was really not that great. 286. Power play was good. Penalty kill was good. But we were still a first round exit. Let's take a look at those player stats. Not that it matters too much, I guess, at this point. Geeky was good, didn't score a lot though. Armsden was good, didn't score a lot though. Voloshenko scored. Spalling was decent. Phil Billow was decent. Appleby. Yeah, I'd say our offense in general was pretty good. Augustine only had 1 goal. Under a point per game in the playoffs. That doesn't happen to him that often. Or rarely does. 191 points now in 190 playoff games. And he's a first round exit for the first time in his career since where? Since 2031. So that was our first round exit in like a decade almost. Damn. That's crazy. McIntyre really didn't do anything in the playoffs either. Kagurov was good. Michkov was quiet as well. Since Michkov and, like, yeah, our main snipers, like Michkov and Shelley, they didn't do really anything, but Kagurov did. Sasaki 4 points. Cons didn't do really anything after having 70 points in the regular season. This entire team just didn't really do much in terms of offense in the playoffs. And then Korea was amazing. Donovan was absolutely crap. Wow. Well, first round exit. That sucks a lot. Let's simulate up to the awards. This might be a little bit of a long episode because we're already around 31 minutes, it looks like, based on my recording. But that sucks. Shishkinov is back from injury, but man, it's a little too late for that. If we would have had Shishkinov, would we have been a better team to win in that first round? Who knows? I mean, we saw a really good season even without Shishkinov being there for the second half mostly. As the New Jersey Devils are going to win the Stanley Cup this year. San Jose won the AHL. So let's take a look at those awards, playoff tree stuff. So New Jersey beat the St. Louis Blues. So Gage Benner got all the way to the finals after we made that trade. So that's kind of weird. Oh yeah, and we don't have a first round pick this year too, which is kind of weird. So we might have to trade away somebody to get a first rounder. But New Jersey had an easy time going to the Stanley Cup. They swept the Penguins. They took out the Rangers in 5. They then took out the Bruins via sweep. And then they took out St. Louis via sweep. Or not via sweep, via 5 games. So yeah, New Jersey, really good team. Don't know who's on their roster, so let's actually take a look at that for fun. Oh yeah, they have Rodrigo Connolly and stuff like that. Yeah, that's a really good team. But I think a lot of those guys are pending free agents, so they might lose some big players this offseason. Marcus Hornquist was their goaltender, former Toronto Maple Leafs goaltender. He was really good. 936 save percentage in the playoffs. That's in real numbers. Damn. Let's take a look at those awards, though. New Jersey wins the Stanley Cup, and our dynasty's, I'd say, officially over. We haven't won a Stanley Cup in 4 seasons now. Or 4 seasons. But we have won 3 straight Presidents trophies. So, like, we're dominating now the regular season, but we're not dominating the playoffs like we were before. So that's a bit weird. But 3 straight Presidents trophies, at least we could say, hey, we got at least the best team in the regular season. And yeah, St. Louis has been in a couple finals, I think, lately. There you go. Individual awards, Connolly wins the Art Ross and also the Hart. Cons is going to win the Norris. Nicely done, Cons. Probably because of that plus-minus being so high. But there is a Norris winner for our team. Mishkov wins the Lady Byng this season. Nice to see that at least. Combs wins the Calder for St. Louis. Galiev the Conn Smythe for the Devils, which is kind of weird considering their goalie had a 936. Ramsey wins the Vezina. Ramsey also wins the Jennings. Marco wins the Masterton. Kaufman wins the Adams for Pittsburgh. McCarty the Selke. Connolly the Lindsay. And Connolly the Richard. In terms of the AHL and the awards for our AHL team, Devereaux won the Best Rookie of the Year. That's good. He's one of our low-league potential prospects. So I will take that. Final thing I want to do is take a look at the contracts up for renewal and the progress reports in the draft class, because I don't think I'm going to do the retirements in this episode just because of where we are in time, but I will show you guys the draft class right now. We don't have a first round pick, remember that, but we could have a chance to try and move into the first round if we want to, but I don't know if there's a reason to or not. Looks like just a generic top 6, top 4 draft, unless there's any random steals. Let's see what we got here. A guaranteed high elite goalie that's supposed to go like 3rd round. It's got no strength and no weakness. That's really interesting, I guess. High elite potential too. Huh. I mean, we don't really need a high league goalie, but there's also potentially medium league goalie. Our guaranteed medium league goalie. We'll just pin them just for why not. Any low leads that we could pin? Because we do like ourselves low leads here. Yes, there is. Julian Blum. Looks pretty solid. We might draft him, to be honest, in the second. Actually, we don't even have his. Yeah, I don't know if we have our second rounder this year. Or yeah, we might be in some trouble in terms of drafting new prospects and whatnot, but we'll see what happens. So there is that. Let's take a look at the progress reports quickly in the contracts, and then I'll be it for this episode. So, in terms of modified, looks like we're getting drop off actually from Agostino. Yeah, and a little bit of drop off to his offensive awareness, and a lot of others, like he's getting slower. Ooh, he might retire at 36. He might retire at 36. Armsden's also getting some drop off, which is scary considering we just traded for him. McIntyre's statistical. Michkov is also dropping off a little bit. Yeah, it's kind of scary. Kagerov's still getting statistical as well. Lynch is pretty much NHL ready, which is great. Coming off 31 goals and 36 assists in his second season in Tucson. So that's good. And what else we got here? In the system-wise, looks like we're getting some low league growth as normal, which is good. Ferentz, that enforcer defenseman, I think it is. He's still growing, which is good. So it looks like at least we have some prospects to build around. That low elite, the offensive defenseman we drafted last year, up to a 71. How's his offensive stats looking? His offensive awareness didn't go up at all. That's kind of concerning. I hope it goes up eventually. And then Devereaux is still 74 only. But he was one of the best rookie of the year in the AHL. And goalie prospect wise, Galiev, obviously he's not a prospect anymore, but he had an insane season in the AHL with a 917. But then his playoffs he just got crapped on. What about contract situation? Yeah, this is a very long episode. I apologize, guys. All expiring. Collins is going to want a lot of money. Yeah, he wants 12 million. I don't think he's worth that much, but maybe he is. Kagerov, we could definitely get on a good deal, I think. Geeky, though, if he retires. If he doesn't, he wants 11 million regardless. Shelley only wants 5, but he could retire. Like, yeah, some of these guys might retire, at least, so that will save some money, but right now the cost of a lot of these guys is going to be pretty high. Like, Shishkinov wants the exact same amount of money, and Voloshenko wants a big contract, but he's an RFA, so at least we have a little bit of flexibility. McGrath wants almost 7 million, which he's definitely not getting. And then our goaltender and Donovan, his contract is up. He wants 5.6. So anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this episode of our Arizona Coyotes franchise mode. So in next episode, we'll take it to the retirements, and we'll take it to the draft and free re-sign stage. But I really don't know what to make of this team and how we're going to get this team to be competitive again. Maybe we need a new coach or something to build our team around. But right now, things have not been good the last few seasons, I'd say, in terms of winning in the playoffs. But it has been in the regular season. So you guys think down below, and I'll see you guys next time.